starting off here with Team Greg versus Holland Goats. Definitely some names we recognize in both teams. Holland Goats, we also had a chance to watch it on stream earlier. I think Team Greg as well, I'm not sure. I was in the LAN room catching some of the other sets. But definitely should be a fun set. Holland Goats, I know, is some players we've had at the last Big Dapple. And I know they're also very practiced online. So I'm more familiar with them. And they definitely have a lot of potential, especially to get some really big pushes. They're very smart offensive players. But definitely have shown they're capable of adapting to me.
Absolutely. I'm glad that you know them because I know. We're going to start off right off the bat. Here we go, top 8. Team Greg, I was going to say I played with them last time at the last Big Dapple when they were known as KO for the Nuggies, which was an amazing team name.
Yeah.
But here we go, match starting up. Some very great comps coming out. We see the Heavy come out on the side of Team Greg, and both teams are rushing down to the zone in mid, fighting here to try to claim it first. Who is going to get it? It looks pretty even so far, but Hall and Goat is going to claim it first.
And already getting that first pick as well. On top of the map, show we see the tri-strike coming out. A couple picks now, and that's going to be a 4v2 situation. So this is going to be an opportunity for our Hall and Goats to push up here. Although the Hammer, see if they can slow them down. Gets one pick, gets 2 picks with the Ultra Stamp. Going to throw it for another. Bounces off the platform, but that's 3 down. And a really quick response from Team Greg. I'm very impressed with that.
Excellent job done by Team Greg, showing that they can play a quick, patient game, but just like that, turn it around, getting those 3 down. Now they have Holland Goats back up into their plat, as now the Heavy takes it on top of their snipe. They're going in. One side goes down, another goes down on the side of Team Greg, but that is going to also be a lead. Team Greg trying to fight for their zone cover, but it's not going to be in time. Now they are going to fight to try to stay alive, but unfortunately it will go down as well.
They are able to limit it to a 3v3 situation, so they're going to be able to stall the zone. They get a couple picks, 2v3 now. The wave breaker going out, but at the cost of the Heavy's life, and I think that's going to end up being a bit of a blunder. Hall and Goats here able to push Team Greg back, although a penalty is applied. We're going to see if they're going to be able to build on this lead, or catch up to the lead, actually.
Wave breaker is going to be popped out, and the Hammer comes out from Team Greg once more.
Another
amazing
pick.
throw, 2 down though on the side of Team Greg. Make that a delayed wipeout. Holland Goats now going to be able to reclaim that lead. As now they try to push further, but Team Greg's not slowing down this aggression. They are pushing in. They want to get this zone back as quick as possible. And the strike is going to come out from Holland Goats as well as the crab from Team Greg. It's the 3v2 situation on the field. Make that a 3v1. Greg is going to take back that zone.
It almost feels to me like each team is taking advantage of the other team throwing out specials. We saw the wave breaker go out across the Heavy's life before for Team Greg, but then just now I saw like an ink strike thrown, and then they use that small amount of time where they're trying to stall and they're pushing in, taking space. Closing on the lead now. The penalty is gone, only about 15 points away here. This Team Greg taking the lead.
The Blue Bomb's going to come out and they'll get 1 pick down, but Team Greg is going to retaliate with a crab to try to stall us out. 2 members are going to go down and just 2 points away from the lead. They're not going to be able to get it in time. Holland Goats is going to get that wipeout on the screen. And they are rushing into Greg's plat now to try to secure this lead. But the Heavy has a quick answer for that, able to pick off the machine.
Yeah, but the clutch timing from Holland Goats there, honestly, just keeping that lead with barely any time to spare. We're going to see a kind of a fight for mid. Neither team has advantage yet. Both teams use the specials. But 2 picks coming out with the Whale and the tri-set combined. The Hammer is going to try to do it again, but it's not going to have a lot of room to navigate in a 4v2 situation. And Holland Goats is building on this lead. Could be a knockout.
Only 10 points up on the board. If Team Greg wants to try to recap the zone, they're going to have to go in now. The Crab's going to come out. The Viper's going to come out. They're going to look for some picks and try to make the zone at the same time. But 2 are going to go down. It won't be enough. And Holland Goats will take game 1.
You could definitely see the effort from Team Greg there, trying to paint, trying to do as much ink as they can in the zone just to even stall it out. But in the process, Holland Goats was able to clutch up, execute, get those 2 couple picks, and seal the deal there. It was a back and forth game until that knockout. I mean, both teams getting it to the 30s, and then finally kind of a breakaway where Holland Goats was able to really push the pace, take a lot of paint control, and not really let that kind of team comp from Team Greg get back in.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And I got to give props to both teams that they both had amazing offense, amazing defense, really waited for those prime opportunities where they could push in, where the enemy team was lacking to be able to take back that zone coverage. It just so happened though at the end there Holland Goats was able to really push forward and continue that pure aggression they needed and really just keep that zone for themselves. So it's going to be interesting to see now what Team Greg is going to try to pull out their sleeves to try to see if they can take the next game.
It is going to be a best-of-5 set in order to progress in this bracket. Each of these teams will need to win 3 games apiece, so that 1-0 advantage going to Holland Goats, but it's far from over. Next map and mode is going to be Inkblot Art Academy Tower Control. Definitely a map and mode we've seen a lot since it was popular in Splatoon 2, now returning in Splatoon 3. Definitely there can be some really quick pushes here. The map is so close range that at least if a defense is able to be broken through and your team has to fall back, if the other team is quick, they can take so much space so quickly and things can snowball really quick. It'll be interesting to see how each team reacts to those situations, and if they can avoid even getting wipes. That could be huge.
Absolutely. It's all going to matter about those checkpoints, too. You want to make sure you're clearing as much space for your team around when you're running to that checkpoint as possible. Looks like we're seeing still a similar comp from the side of Greg. Maybe a little bit of change on Holland Goats as now they bring out the Neo Splash. Very nice. Love to see Splash here, especially after the update, not regular Splash. Both teams now fighting for some paint control. Greg's going to be able to get the first pick on the machine. They're making another pick on the Gal. They're now closing in on the remaining members of Holland Goats, trying to force them back onto their plat. The bubble on tower is going to start this push, and they are now going to begin counting down this first checkpoint.
I really like the aggression there, although those are 2 quick clutch kills from Holland Goats. Not going to stop them from getting past the checkpoint, but are going to stop them basically just after. But a really a quick push from Team Greg there. I love the aggression. I love their willingness to pull together. They found those teammates that kind of got cornered on Holland Goats side and really just pushed in on them. And now the unfortunate wave breaker right when their teammates go down. That's going to allow Team Greg to get a full wipeout. We already see the 52 and the junior on the plat here. The wave coming out is going to get them a lot of room to put some pressure.
Absolutely. It's that kind of pressure that you're going to need here, especially since now that first checkpoint's gone, second checkpoint now here. The bubble's on tower to try to stall us out. The Gal's going to get a nice drop-off shot, picking off the machine there. And now they're going to have to try to back off 2 down the side of Team Greg with the trifecta coming out. They're opting to try to live a little bit longer, but the Splatana able to get a nice pick at the end there on the Gal and back away. They're able to try to stall this out as the members of Team Greg are now jumping in the mid to try to hold some mid control.
Yep, and those super jumps are going to pay off huge, definitely. Really nice push all the way over to 46. Not quite past that second checkpoint, but got a good chunk of it down. And I really like the ability of Team Greg to back up, get their teammates to jump back in. And they're able to maintain full mid control, and that's going to allow them to get 2 more picks. Again, the killer whale going to come out. A hammer throw. The Hail Mary, not going to take out another member of Holland Goats. Going to allow the triple ink strike to come out. But Team Greg approaching that checkpoint. Another special. Blue Bomb going to make it a 2v1 situation in favor of Holland Goats.
Very nice play by Holland Goats, making sure they're not running into losing their specials. They had their specials built up, and they used them accordingly to able to get those 3 necessary picks. But Team Greg, again, not letting up so easily. They're still trying to hold on to mid as much as they can, while Holland Goats tries to find a way to at least get a pick to try to move in here. As they are going to get the Splatana, this might be their opportunity as they're looking to move in. The tower's going to start moving, and they're going to try to make their way to the first checkpoint.
Oh, wow. Unlucky that the sloshing machine for Holland Goats goes down there to that bomb right when they try to blue bomb for invincibility. They're putting in a lot of pressure. They almost got 2 separate kills there, just lobbing over the sides of those walls, but those little differences kind of playing out in favor of Team Greg as they get 2 more picks and are going to have full control of mid here again.
Excellent job by Team Greg. Again, same thing like Holland Goats was doing. The Hail Mary throw, but the hammer's not going to go through. But again, Team Greg making sure they're playing nice and patient here. They know they got a decent lead. They're not going to try to push it any further than they have to. Even though there are 2 minutes left in the game, they're going to play nice slow, nice patiently. As those specials are going to start coming out now on the side of Holland Goats. 2 specials are being used. Gets the well ready and the bubble ready on the side of Team Greg. They're popping the bubble, and they're going to try to play that safely here. And now they look for 1 more pick, but the Cows can do an excellent job and look for gift 1, look for another.
Ooh, but ends up getting double teamed out in the corner, kind of separated from their teammates. And look at this quick space from the 52 here on Team Greg's side. The Whale actually takes out another. Getting behind the enemy team here. It's only the 52 guy alive for Holland Goats, and that was a beautiful playing, beautiful coordination from Team Greg, pushing in on that corner, just kind of getting those isolated fights and finding the flank, ending up going to finish that push off. And again, we're approaching the second checkpoint. Holland Goats has not had a big push yet, and this pressure is only going to make it even harder for them to find opportunities. They're approaching a minute left in this game, and Team Greg is still firmly in the advantage.
Team Greg putting in the work. The Gal on Team Greg was putting up such an excellent fight until the end where they get picked, but the Heavy's going to go down as well. They're up to that last checkpoint. Only one player left. It's Spotana. They're going to try to get out as quick as they can, but Holland Goats is going to try to force them even further back. They now try to take mid control here. But just like that already, 2 members on the side of Team Greg are going to fight to hold this mid, and they're doing an excellent job on it, although one is going to go down the side. The strikes are going to come out, and now this might be Holland Goats' time to look to push further past mid.
Holland Goats is going to basically be in an all-in situation here, approaching 30 seconds left, and they still have not gotten the tower to mid. Pushing all the way to 19 is definitely going to be, I mean, this is your one chance, your one opportunity. Although they're making the most of it, a 2v3 situation with those specials, they're going to really need to make sure they're getting some take control, getting some more special advantage because, again, this is all or nothing.
Absolutely. As they clear the first checkpoint, they're making way to the second. 13 seconds left on the clock. They are now trying to get as much as they can. Strikes are going to come out. One member is going to go down. The strikes are coming out. 5 seconds left. That's 3 down on the side of Holland Goats. And Team Greg just has to touch the tower in the 1 second. And just like that, excellent job, Team Greg. Great defense, great offense. They take game number 2.
Wow, so this is going to be a very fun series if these games continue the way they're going. Team Greg fighting back there, tying up the series at 1-1. And honestly, I felt like we're in control most of that game. It feels like Holland Goats, when they get going, that's a team to be scared of. They know how to get an offensive push going and really extend those leads. But when Team Greg has mid-control and they're not getting wiped out, they're finding ways to stay alive, keep the pressure up. They showed very good defense, very hard for Holland Goats to get out of mid or into mid, out of spawn that whole game.
Absolutely. Excellent job there by Team Greg. And something I like to see right away is that they learned quickly from game 1, which is a huge thing that a lot of teams in the competitive Splatoon need to learn and be able to learn that quickly from a first loss or maybe close to a loss. The quicker you learn, be able to do pretty much what Greg just did, and that is hold so much control, have a lot of patience, and not just rush in and get yourself into a stagger.
Yeah, and I think Team Greg did a great job all game of kind of being aware of the situation, being aware of everyone's position on the map. They did a great job of calling out enemy players that were kind of separated from the greater team and just kind of pushing as a unit. I feel like I saw Team Greg in 2v1 situations more often than not, able to kind of find those picks that kept them kind of in a state of advantage. Didn't really feel like they were ever doing worse than trading.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's, they always say, and use the game to your advantage. If you're in a 1v1, turn into a 2v1 to make the game. It's like the cheat code for the game to put every situation into a 2v1 so you're able to take out the players quicker at a time. As now we move into a game 3, we see the T-Tech come out on this side of Team Greg and the ballpoint. I love to see the change up here. Looks like on Holland Goats are opting to take in the Vanilla Splash. Holland Goats is going to get the first pop on the Rainmaker from Extra Pain, but as we know, first pop doesn't mean a guarantee lead or win for you. As quickly Team Greg is showing that, just painting over everything that Holland Goats is trying to get with that Rainmaker pop.
I really like the difference in team compositions in this game. Team Greg kind of opting with that ballpoint, especially on this map, can be very strong. There's a lot of high vantage points that ballpoint can utilize to its advantage versus the no backline composition of Holland Goats, as they are in a trying to get the 180 kill there, but unfortunately going down. Was looking advantageous for Holland Goats, but now a 2v2 situation. Team Greg definitely getting some paint down here.
Team Greg doing an excellent job of sticking together up until that last point. Talk about some commentator curse there. As now they're going to try to maybe sneak through for a couple more points. The strikes are going to get one player, and Greg opts to try to pick it up to stall it out just a little bit more. That's 2 down on the side of Team Greg. Holland Goats now trying to push out of this corner and push the ballpoint further back. With the Inkjet ready on the ballpoint, looking to make some plays here, and the Inkjet is going to come out. They are going to get a nice shot off of 1. They're looking for 2. Can they get it? They get a second pick. Can they get
the triple!
3. Excellent job. What a play. What a fantastic play by that ballpoint.
That is what I like to see. The Inkjet recently getting a buff, and I don't even think it needed it because those are straight directs coming out for the ballpoint there on Team Greg's side, and definitely going to help to stall, keep map control, and honestly, like, Team Greg's just been controlling his objective, has not been threatened too much so far, almost 2 minutes into this game.
Team Greg now dunked the Rainmaker to get that first checkpoint. Excellent job. The strikes are going to come out to stall the players of Hall and Greg, or Hall and Goats, my apologies, a little bit further. They're going to grab the Rainmaker, try to get a couple more points. If they can make it up the ramp, they're up to 42, 41, 40, and they pause there. That is a wipeout on the side of Team Greg. Hall and Goats now racing their way to mid, trying to paint up a pass, trying to paint up in general to have the movement that they need. And they're going to opt to pick up the Rainmaker here and rush it forward to see if they can make it to this first checkpoint.
This is exactly what Hall and Goats need to do. They have been struggling to find mid the whole game. They need to make the most of this situation, and just like that, they get 3 picks. Honestly, though, the scene is clear for this Rainmaker to go. They got to repop it and get this push going. They thrive so much more in these fast-paced pushing scenarios. They really need to make this their advantage here. Checkpoint broken. This could be big.
Hall and Goats now in a 3v2 situation. Excellent job done, but the Rainmaker probably going to force them down, but a great stall there with Team Greg. The Hammer's going to come out to try to get another pick here, and they are going to get it with the Hammer. Very nice job. They're going to try to pop the Rainmaker with it, and they will. The Hammer toss, look at just see if you get any more picks of anyone sharking around, but they get nothing now. The jump in mid, they're trying to get one. They get 1. The Sultana gets 2. Wow. Excellent job. That is 3 down on the side of Hall and Goats. Team Greg now rushing this Rainmaker, and the strikes coming out to see if they can further their lead even more.
That is just great execution from this wipe here. Going for another. I mean, just the level of skill on display here is great. Sneaks up behind the Crab for the one shot. You don't see that often. Crab is so strong, and when you're able to neutralize it like that, I mean, that's something special.
Absolutely, they're going to go 3 down. Looks like they're going to get the full wipeout for Hall and Goats on Team Greg. They're going to pick up this Rainmaker with 1 minute and 20 left on the clock. They only have a little bit more time to try to get this lead push. The strikes coming out to try to stave out the members of Team Greg. They are going to get the gal down. They are trying to get the other, looks like the ball point on the side. They're not make it out in time. That is going to be so close to a delayed wipe. Those T-Tech trying to live this out. They get 2 strikes off, and the Rainmaker for Hall and Goats is now hauling their way to try to get this lead.
The ballpoint going to try to do its backline job, but not able to find the clutch kill on the Rainmaker. Hall and Goats just, I mean, finding those picks, almost 2 full wipeouts in a row, and they push with the speed necessary to get that lead. Just unfortunate from Team Greg not able to make the clutch kill, but I mean, that was a high pressure situation. Still, 40 seconds left, not impossible for Team Greg to make another comeback for this lead.
Absolutely, although now they are 1 member down, they are able to get the gal popped off. It is a 2v2 situation on the map now. Team Greg now needs to pop this Rainmaker and push it forward with the last 20 seconds they have, but the splash was sharking from behind. It is going to go down with a trade, but the Rainmaker probably gets another member on, and Hall and Goats down. Now Team Greg looking to push this Rainmaker. The inject comes out again, trying to see if they can get any more picks. They know one is nearby. If their teammate goes down, they're trying to see if they can find anyone here, but they are unsuccessful. Sultana's going to be able to stop that. Tries to before it goes down.
Rainmaker's alone.
He's alone by himself. The ballpoint comes to save him. This could be it for Team Greg.
They are finally getting ahead of this Rainmaker here, which is exactly what they need to do, but they're struggling to find a pick. There goes 1. The gal going down on Hall and Goats side. The Hammer throw, not able to find a pick, and that's a Crab. They need to be careful with this Crab, but the Rainmaker gets ahead. And that's going to be a very clutch win from Hall and Goats. Losing for most of that game, but finding that 1 big push that they needed. Had a couple wipeout opportunities and made the most out of one of them there near the end. Hall and Goats taking a 2-1 lead. And these games have been back and forth.
You know, you were watching these games and you think you're watching the top 4 already, because these games are just so exciting, so entertaining, so impactful. These teams are clearly very similar in their play styles and their skill level that it's quite incredible. They are putting on a show for everyone here at the Big Dapple and for you at home on the Metro Inc. stream.
Yeah, really impressive performances from both these teams. They're showing that there's no quit in either of them, battling back and forth. Was a tie set, now it's 2-1. Hall and Goats needing 1 more game to take the set and proceed on to top 4. But Team Greg, I mean, they've shown some resiliency. They've shown that ability to really compete with this team, which honestly, I mean, very experienced players on Hall and Goats side. So the coordination for Team Greg has been very impressive as well. Next map and mode is Museum Claim Blitz, which is definitely very interesting map and mode. What are your thoughts going into this one?
You know, this is such an interesting map to have clam blitz on, especially because there's a lot of sneaky ways you can get in and score those clams, and you have the block right underneath the enemy plat that you could just do a fancy little squid roll right off of and score some at the last second, but you can also hide around those pillows that are placed around it. But again, you also have spinner. That leaves a lot more opportunities for you to be able to get up, get around, and score any clams. The only thing you do is, if you go that route, is you're risking losing yourself there as getting a splat down for your team. But hey, it only takes one clam to get a lead, as now we move into this match.
It's going to be very important that both of these teams stay aware of their teammates' positions. Like you mentioned, those spinners especially can be very big factor in getting split away from your teammates, leading to some multi-kill situations where, you know, if you lose one teammate and you don't even notice on the other side of spinner, and you don't back up at time, that can lead to some big opportunities here. So it'll be interesting to see which teams can take advantage of that. The triple H strike coming out already from Holland Goats to that early pressure, but no pick yet.
The bubble is going to come out in retaliation. The junior is going to go down the side of Team Greg. They're looking to see if they get another pick now, but it looks like Team Greg to be able to stall out their movement forward. They're trying to get another pick. Is that Will to be able to get that player? Yes, it is! Incredible job there. The inkjet is popped to see if they could find another player shorting around mid anywhere. They see are marked with the missiles coming out. But, or sorry, that was a torpedo. My apologies. Creo comes out to mark that player, and now Team Greg in control of mid. They're looking to see if they push it any further.
Kind of a slugfest right now. We're just having trade for trade. 52 getting some shots on, and Zenith trying to jump out. There, do you see another jump out from Team Greg there? Although this player almost getting caught, still pushed up, lurking there on the side. This is Holland Goats with a lot of map control here. They don't have too many claims yet. I want to see if they're able to build that economy before they get too committed here. That is 2 down. This is going to be an opportunity. 3 down. Going for the 4th. The ballpoint here is able to back up.
The inkjet is going to come out in retaliation to try to slow this out a little bit as they can. They are going to form a power clam, and it's going to slow down their push. The strikes are going to come out, and they're going to look to try to push in with this, but Team Greg doing an excellent job of holding it, but here it is. They missed! The first throw missed, but their teammate is there to pick it up, and it continues that push as now the clams are feeding in almost 50% of the way down. That junior is pushing in really aggressively as they are unfortunately going to go down with Team Greg being able to pick them off. Now Team Greg putting a strong defense, but just like that, another couple more clams in, and that is pushed even further. The jump in is going to go down. That is a delayed wipe on the side of Holland Goats. Team Greg now looking to push back in mid, take some control, and hopefully see if they can get their own push going.
That was a very impressive push from Holland Goats. They're even missing the football at first to not slow them down, as they kept focused both on the objective and on keeping pressure up, finding some picks deep in spawn, and just not really relenting there for a good whole minute. That was a big one. The hammer is going to be able to find one pick here on the side, but it's in a very dangerous position with those whales. Going to be a trade, and 2 specials coming out from both sides. Now the splash with the try taking a 1v3.
The inkjet comes out to try to pick off that last player, but the remaining members of Holland Goats are now respawned, and they are here, and they're coming in to a fight. There's that block with the ballpoint throwing some clams in. They're going to try to score, and they are going to get that score off. The Gal going in to score a couple more clams, but unfortunately is going to go down. The ballpoint opting to back up. The Sultana is looking to push forward even more if they can. They score 1, but are going to go down, and the ballpoint trades on the side. The junior jumping in and is going to go down as well. That is a delayed wipe on the side of Team Greg.
I feel like that may have been a slight miscommunication on the side of Team Greg. I saw that one player that was the furthest pushed up and also got the power clam. Maybe the rest of the team just wasn't ready to support that player. Maybe wasn't aware they were about to get a power clam and push up. They weren't fully committed to that push, and that kind of led to a smaller score than what Holland Goats has been able to manage so far. But Team Greg is not stopping yet, still putting pressure on this enemy side. 2 power clams that Holland Goats could lose here. The specials coming out. 52 getting 3! A triple 3 big picks there. Oh, wow. Seems like 2 was just lined up, but that's somehow Holland Goats still able to defend, get 2 picks of their own. And no push just yet. There's the football sneaks in.
Coming out, it's a triple by the ballpoint. And Bolivia is going in. They are trying to get these picks. The Gal going in to try to get a couple more. They're going to get 1. They are looking for 2. They get 2.
Wow, that's the lead.
The jump at the lead.
Another
pick.
pick
Down. Incredible. Team
the Gal
Greg
going for a quad.
They're trying. They're going. They're throwing the wall. They're opting smartly to back up. Very smart move. They're popping the well to stall up the push.
I like that. They were cooking for a while, but they did not overheat there. I love the awareness to back up, play with your team. Realize there's only 40 seconds left. You secured the lead. Let's not wipe and give the other team a chance to do what we just did to them.
Absolutely. With 30 seconds left on the clock, Team Greg already with 2 power clamps in their possession. The Inkjet coming out to see if they get another pick. In retaliation, they pop the Ink Strikes. Unfortunately, the ball point is going to go down. Emergency bubble popped on the flat by the junior on Team Greg. They are trying to stall this out in mid as much as they can. 15 seconds left on the clock. Another one goes down the side of Hall and Goats. It's a 4v3 situation.
We do still have 2 push up here on the left side of mid. The bomb is going to take one member of Team Greg out. That's 2 down. It's a 3-2 situation. But still, all the paint control from Team Greg is just proving a bit much right now. They're going to have to use the trisect to get close. Not sure if they're going to be able to push in. That's 1 down, 2 picks. This is their opportunity. They need to get the power claim in now.
Zenith goes out, but that's
full
a wipeout.
wipeout.
Unbelievable.
But do they have the clams?
They
need
just
2
need
more.
That's 3 down. 3 down. It's just a splash, but they are coming in from the underneath. The jumping goes in. More jumping. 1 clam.
He's going to try to sneak in.
He jumps.
They gets it all the way from mid.
No way. I didn't know you could do that from that
From the box in mid. Knows exactly how far they need to be to get that clam throw, and they're popping off on stage. Hall and Goats.
So deserved by Hall and Goats. Excellent job. If I'm that Splash player right now, I'm thinking I am the king of Splatoon.
That is as clutch as it gets. The 1 clam, the rest of your team is dead.
Yeah.
It's you or it's game 5.
Yeah.
It was them.
It was them. It was them. You know what? Round of applause. Round of applause for both teams.
And that's just the first set of top 8, everybody. Hall and Goats going over Team Greg 3-1. Not sure who their next opponent will be, but top 4 is starting to only continue that hype. What a performance. Hall and Goats just finding those big explosive pushes. And not just that, they can perform under pressure. They're a big threat to keep going further in this bracket.
Oh, absolutely. If you are watching this and you're here and you keep an eye on Hall and Goats. That's all I'm saying. Keep an eye on them. Don't loosen up. Like you mentioned earlier, this is top 8. This is only top 8. It feels like we're already fighting for the championship, but we're not quite there just yet. Again, excellent job done by both teams. Such great offense, such great defense, such great communication. Great job on both teams' parts. Excellent job. Could not have, not done any better.
Yeah, I mean, just a great performance of both teams. Wow. Last second. I think we're going to cut to a quick break here before the top 4 set coming up. Don't go anywhere. These teams are just getting set up, and we'll be right back with you for more top 8 Big Dapple 2. See you in a minute.